All right, guys, welcome back to Maker's Corner here at Rocky Mountain RepRap Festival 2026 in Loveland, Colorado. We're here with Frasier Tech with what is legitimately probably the coolest thing we're going to see. Yeah, I'm so good. I gotta let them take it over because I can't even talk right now.
So stop.
I'm just gonna go. And,
All right.
I'm just gonna leave. Bye.
Hey, you heard the man. It's worth it. It's still worth it. Okay, so we are Frasier Tech. We are developing consumer-level metal 3D printers for the masses. We are solving what has been such a big problem in metal additive. See, the problem is printers cost like what, $200,000 for like a
Something
decent.
ridiculous that the normal person just can't really
Yeah.
seem to afford, or is feasible to actually purchase.
Exactly. So we're solving that by making it accessible with that same technology, scaled down, perfected with our Quiet Arc technology that we developed in-house to improve on bead consistency. So that's the name of the game. It's consistency. With that said, we do have a patent pending process, the Quiet Arc technology that we spoke of. We plan to launch in September of this year on Kickstarter.com. Starting at MSRP about $8,000, but the early bird pricing being about $5,000.
I'm more shocked you said September. That's a lot sooner than I thought.
Oh yeah,
Because we've seen other companies here in the past with metal 3D print, but it's soon TM.
soon, but we don't know
Yeah,
when.
And then
Yeah,
next
exactly.
year it's
Yeah, and then the following year they're just nowhere.
yeah.
Right.
So you guys have a September date.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
Like Ben said before, this has been a passion project of his for the past 2 years.
Right.
Something that he's just intensely been working on and just hasn't stopped from the get-go. And
Yeah.
well, when the time that he does get it and everything, he just loves blowing it out of the water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm a public school teacher at the end of the day,
Right.
and well, not even at the end of the day, in the middle of the day. So,
In the middle of the night again.
yeah, oh my God. So when the bell rings, I'm immediately in the workshop, just working on my printer and
Nice.
just going at it. So.
Dude, okay. Walk me through how this thing works. Let's bring this over here so we can actually
So
see this. Oh God,
think
this is
if
incredible.
a MIG welder married a 3D printer, like
Okay.
essentially. It may seem rudimentary on paper, but it's a lot deeper than that. It has process parameters that are tuned in real time for real-time processing. It has a chamber enclosure for argon gas and CO2
Right.
for welding gas to shield from oxidation, of course.
Of course,
And then once it's purged, it'll have a valve where you can close it and recycle that argon, so you don't keep wasting argon, because that's a big thing. It's like argon's expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
So with that said, with each time that metal is laid, it tells itself, oh, so this parameter was good, but we should keep that, or we should change this.
Okay.
So it's got reinforcement learning.
So
in there.
it's got some smarts built into it.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it was cobbled together,
It does.
and it probably was.
It was.
But that's also, I mean, it's a RepRap thing. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome. It's still cleaner than my wiring on most of my projects.
yeah.
So, which isn't saying much, but I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit tidier.
Yeah, it's
in
going to be
September.
way tidier by then. It uses a MIG welder off the shelf that I got. It uses an argon tank from my local welding supply.
Okay.
And you can get the welding wire off of either Amazon or your local welding shop. Otherwise, we're also looking to maybe someday make our own welding wire, but that's way down the road.
yeah.
Way down the road. And even subtractive capability soon, like either add subtractive CNC capability
Okay.
or slicing capability to subtract it on, like, say, a Haas CNC.
Okay.
A Macara
Right.
CNC.
So kind of similar to like how I think it's Mori has a similar thing where it's a MIG welder type printer.
Right.
And then it comes in and CNCs it down to final dimension.
Right.
Makes it pretty and everything.
Exactly. And the great thing is it uses a copper substrate or a copper bed. And because steel doesn't fuse to copper, it fuses while it's welding.
Right.
But once it cools, it rips right off. You don't have to grind it. You don't have to scrape it off. It just comes right off. Easy.
Which with some metal 3D printers, that is actually a problem. So
yeah. And we solved that.
oh man, I want one so bad.
Yeah, man. We're going to start selling them soon. As soon as we're done fully prototyping. This is
Right.
the first ever Frasier Arc 1, Frasier Arc metal printer. I call it Arc 1 sometimes. We can call it the Arc 1 for fun. But yeah, so it's a labor of love.
I love this. This fully embodies what this event is about.
Mhm.
You know, Rocky Mountain RepRap Festival is about printers, it's about tinkers, it's about makers, it's about crazy innovative stuff like this.
Yep.
And this is one of those few things at these types of events where you see it and you're just like, that was worth the trip.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see. Hopefully in September we'll get to see more.
Thank you so
Hopefully
much.
leading up to that we might be able to see some more from you guys.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Thank you more for your kind words. Honestly, like
Absolutely.
just that by itself and everything means so much. I know to me, but to Ben itself. and
Yeah.
everyone, so.
Yeah. Because I mean we've been looking. So where I work, we've actually been looking at metal 3D printers, and well, they're really freaking expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, as much as a house.
Yeah.
So-
It's more so depending on the powdered stuff. That's multiple houses.
Right.
Firstborn, maybe a non-vital organ.
Yeah, maybe like a smaller rundown house, something like
Yeah.
that.
Those
But
models are so overrated.
So if people want to see more about this, FrasierTech.com would be the
Yep.
best place for it.
FrasierTech.com and on Facebook as well, Frasier Tech.
Facebook as well. All right,
Yep.
awesome. Thank you guys so much
Absolutely.
for taking the time to
Thank you.
talk to me.
Appreciate it.
And more importantly, thank you for taking the time to be here.
Yeah.
Man, we love hearing it from you.
All right, so we were here with Matt from Scrap Lab. We talked a little bit last year.
Yep.
You had some cool examples.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have a machine yet, though.
Not yet. We're still building.
You have a machine now,
We do. We made it.
and everything here came off of that machine.
That's right, sir. Yep. Every 3D printed part here is actually off this Scrap One metal 3D printer here.
Very nice, and and this is powder based, right?
Yes, laser powder bed fusion.
So no MIG or anything. This is.
Nope.
I mean, you got a couple examples here. I mean, this looks fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah.
And this, right out the machine, any post processing done to it, or
This one had some light wire brushing, but other than that, no.
That's it?
Yeah. This is as the printed part comes off the machine.
oh wow, that's from that.
Yep.
Wow,
Yep.
that is really impressive.
Yeah. And we're still refining it a little bit, so the quality might get even slightly better.
And I see you got some pretty intricate stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
pretty incredible.
Yeah. The minimum feature size is like 150 microns. So. Yep. Yeah.
Especially
very small.
especially in a machine that people could potentially buy.
Yeah. Exactly.
So out of curiosity, what
Yeah.
kind of materials? Because I know when it comes to powder-based laser 3D printing,
Yep.
there's sometimes you get some printers that have some limitations. And of course,
Sure.
something like this is going to have some limitations as well.
Yeah.
So what kind of materials can we expect to be printing
Yeah.
on the Scrap One?
So this is a standard laser powder bed fusion system. So anything you could print with on other systems, you could print on this system. So a lot of common materials are like stainless steels, tool steels, Inconel alloys, brass. You can print with precious metals if you got the dough for it.
Okay.
But yeah, basically we can do anything. Aluminum, titanium just has an asterisk. They are flammable,
Right,
so
yeah.
just need to be careful with those. This machine's technically not rated for it yet, but could print it. Just need additional safety steps.
It can
so
do it, but maybe be careful.
Be careful, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we're basically getting all the materials though that you can weld with. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
Now, one of the big things that, kind of comes with the cost of metal 3D printing
Sure.
is the post-processing as far as like sintering and stuff.
Yeah.
You guys,
None of that.
none of
No, these parts are right off the printer. So unlike all the indirect metal 3D printing processes, this is a direct metal process. So metal powder goes
Oh.
in, solid metal parts come out.
So no expensive.
No ovens, no debinding, no polymer matrix. No, pure metal.
So this might actually be something that businesses could afford.
100%. Yeah, this is priced perfectly for businesses. Business case closes very quickly for parts you print on this.
Right.
Yeah, high value parts,
Okay. So
low value, low cost printer.
that is even more impressive now. And
Thank you.
Now, granted, so this is the build plate, right?
Yes, you got it.
Right here.
Yep.
So what size?
Yeah.
What is that, 100 by 100? Or?
Yeah, 100
Okay.
millimeters in every direction. It's a cube. So
Okay.
yeah, 4 inches, 100 millimeters roughly.
All right, so you're not going to print a full suit of armor on this thing,
Nope.
or at least
you can
not,
do a
not-
tiny
not all-
one.
Yeah, at least not all in one shot. But
Yeah.
that's still pretty impressive for
Yeah.
something that, again, normal people could potentially buy.
Absolutely. And we're not going to hold still, right? We're going to continue to develop better machines that are bigger, better, faster. But you got to buy scrap 1 first so that we
Right.
can.
So we got to buy scrap 1, so
Yep.
you guys have the money to do scrap 2.
Exactly.
Make it bigger.
Yep, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how this works.
Speaking of scrap 1, is there any pricing yet on it, or is that still
Absolutely.
TBD?
Nope, it's all published on the website. So
All right.
we actually have early bird pricing right now. So starting at $9,600 for the kit.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, so that's a self-assembly kit for makers, people who don't care if the printer is printing on day 1, they want to tinker with it. But we do have $12,900 for the full printer that's ready to go on day 1, fully calibrated. And then at the end of the month, that's going to go up $5,000. So if you put a reservation in now,
Yeah.
$100 refundable reservation on our website, and you can lock in those prices. So
I mean, even $5,000 higher, that's still a fantastic value for a metal 3D printer.
yeah, thank you for recognizing
A
that.
powder-based metal 3D printer at that.
Yeah, comparable systems are easily 10 times as much.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yep.
We've been looking at some at work, and
Yeah.
we kind of clenched pretty tightly when we saw the
Yeah.
price tag.
Yeah, a little bit of sticker shock there.
But that is doable.
Yeah.
So,
Yep, exactly.
well, I'm
That's-
excited to see what you guys do going forward. I'm excited to see Scrap 2.
Yeah.
Excited to see how Scrap 1 does.
Thank
and,
you.
Who knows? Maybe we'll end up with one at work.
I think you should.
I think we should
Yeah.
too.
All right. let's
Boss
see it.
man. Well, thank you, Matt, so much.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks,
it.
buddy. Appreciate it.